Shai. It's all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son. The world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We're Sicarii Phoenix, and today we're going to talk about what and when the Sabbath is. So first of all, we have to understand that the Sabbath is a rest day. The word Shabbat means rest, right? And this is one of the 10 commandments that was commanded to us and given to us when we were with Moses. You can give me Exodus 20, Baba Kushai, verse 9.
Thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy power, in that thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So the point being is, on the Sabbath day, it is very important that everybody stop working. Nobody is permitted to work on the Sabbath day. Not your kids, not your servants, nobody. All right? So that's what the Sabbath is. What we have to understand is now how to determine when the Sabbath is. Because we just read here in Exodus, 6 days you work, and on the 7th you rest. So naturally people take the calendar that they're accustomed to, the Gregorian calendar, and map it out and say Sunday is the first day, therefore 7th day must be Friday to Saturday. Issue with that is that's not how the Gregorian calendar works. The Gregorian calendar doesn't put Friday and Saturday as one day, right? And as well, Moses didn't have a Gregorian calendar. The Most High God didn't give us a Gregorian calendar. He gave us a way to determine these things, but the white man gave us these calendars. Let's go to Daniel 7 and 25.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
So since the white man has had us, he has worn out the saints. We've been in his hands for all this time, and he sought to change times and laws. In the Christian church, in the Muslim mosque, in the Jewish temple, wherever you go, they're always telling you the law's done away with. Don't worry about the laws of the Most High God. They think they can change the laws. In the same regard, they also thought they could change times and say, never mind what the Most High God gave you to tell when the day starts and ends. Never mind what the Most High God gave you to tell you when a month begins and ends. Here's this calendar from Sears. All right? And that's not how this works. It's a flawed calendar. It's a flawed system. And what the Most High God gave us is perfect. All right? Give me Genesis 1 and 14. You see, because with these calendars, you have different amount of days in each month. You have leap years. You have months that were switched around. December used to be the 10th month. Now it's the 12th. November used to be the 9th. Now it's the 11th. October used to be the 8th, and so on and so forth. These things change. What the Most High God gave us never changed. It doesn't have to change because it's perfect. Go ahead and read.
It's the book of Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament. It's like it. Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven, and divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and days and years.
You see that? Go ahead and give me Psalm 104:19. The Most High God didn't just give us these things to light up the sky and look pretty. He gave us these things to be signs for days and feasts and years and seasons. All right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms 104:19. He appointed the moon for seasons, the sun knoweth his going down.
See that? He gave us the moon for seasons, and the sun knoweth his going down. These things are faithful witnesses in the sky. These things are not changing. Give me Psalm 136 and 8.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 136 and 8. The sun to rule by day, for his mercy endureth forever.
See that? So the sun rules by day. The sun going up and the sun going down is how you know what day you're in. Once the sun goes down, the day is ended, a new day is beginning. That's why when we read in Genesis, it says, you know, the morning and evening were the first day, second day, third day, right? Read on.
The moon and stars to rule by night, for his mercy endureth forever.
That's right. So the moon and the stars is what we get at nighttime. So depending on what period of the day we're in, we'll be able to look up and see what it is we need to be able to determine. Give me 1 Samuel 20 and 5. All right. See, the new moon is the part of the lunar cycle that lets you know that you're in a new month. All right. When the moon is dark, you're beginning a new month. Go ahead and read.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, you said 5, so
25.
25, con. It's the book of 1 Samuel 20 and verse 5. And David said unto Jonathan, Behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat, but let me go, that I may hide myself in the field unto the third day at even.
All right, jump down to 24. So he's saying tomorrow's the new moon, but he's going to hide himself until the third day, right? New moon being the first day. Let's read.
Verse 24. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat.
Go ahead.
And the king sat upon his seat as at other times, even upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty.
So the king was expecting David to show up and sit with him at meat to eat, but David had already conspired to hide until the third day. So here it is, the king is going along with his plan, but David's not there. Read on.
Verse 26. Nevertheless, Saul spake not many things. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something hath befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean.
So even though David wasn't there, he didn't really think nothing much of it. He just figured, you know, he must be unclean. That's why he's not here eating with us. No big deal, right? Read on.
And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month.
Now hold on. It just lets you know there that the next day was the second day of the month. The first day of the month was the new moon. It said they got together to feast on the new moon, and on the morrow, the second day of the month. Read on.
That David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son, Wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse to meet, neither yesterday nor today?
All right, see, so that was the point. That the new moon marks day 1, right? Not Sunday, not Monday, but the new moon. Okay, give me Amos 8 and 5.
It's the book of Amos 8 verse 5, saying, When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath day, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit.
So these wicked merchants, these dishonest merchants, are just waiting for the new moon day to be done so that they can get back to selling. Why would they not be able to sell on the new moon? It's because you cannot sell on the Sabbath. There is nowhere in the Torah where it specifically states new moon is another day where you can't buy or sell. All right, the new moon is always relegated as a Sabbath. It is a rest day. You are not allowed to do commerce on that day. That's why I said the new moon and the Sabbath, because the new moon is a Sabbath. All right. So the way this works is the new moon comes in. That's the first day of the month. That is a rest day. It is not a work day. As we read in Exodus, go ahead and hold Leviticus 23 and 39. As we read in Exodus 20, 6 days shall you work, on the seventh you rest, right? So your 6 working days start on day 2, not on day 1. It starts on day 2. So days 2 through 7 are work days. So that's 6 working days. On the 8th day, you have a Sabbath. You work another 6 days, you have another Sabbath, the 15th. Go ahead and read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye hath gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
See that? So on the first day it shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day it shall be a Sabbath. Showing that this Gregorian calendar Sabbath that people are keeping, it just does not work. You don't even have an 8th day. You don't have one. You count to 7 and then start back over at 1. Here in the Bible, we're not doing that. Here in the Bible, we have first day, rest day. Work for 6 days, 8th day, rest day. Work for 6 days, so on and so forth until the next new moon comes. All right? This is by months, not a continual weekly cycle. You don't see that anywhere in the Bible. All right? So that's how you keep the Sabbath. That's what the Sabbath is. There's really no more need for confusion and debate outside of the fact that people just want to do what's easier because it's really hard to tell your boss, hey, I'm going to need, the new moon's coming in on a Monday this month, so, hey, your boss is not going to want to work with that. But we're in captivity. Your boss is not supposed to want to work with that. All right? You think the Egyptians were making it easy for us? The Babylonians were making it easy for us? These Edomites are not going to make it easy for us either, all right? But it's up to us to do what we got to do to the best of our ability, and whatever we fall short on, ask the Most High God for mercy for the rest, all right? And with that,